GM, Sian. Welcome, Ernest as well, GM. Uh, this is the bank utility series for Uniswap, but we'll just give a couple of minutes so more folks can join in and then we'll start. Yeah. Sian John, you can go ahead and like introduce yourself. Just give some good vibes. Yeah. Yeah, Ernest, thank you for the link in the water cooler chat box. And yesterday at the meeting, Quiet Fox mentioned something about was it attendance, but I'm not really sure about that. Maybe if you could give me clarification before folks start pouring in. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, our calendar events are is the student guide and the teacher guide. So we're trying to make sure that all the resources for the uh, particular how-to session or knowledge session um, gets into the calendar event, and then we update the template for the knowledge session or how-to session. That way, in the future, when it's created, we can just recreate it from the template, and all those resources are right there. So that's basically that. And there is space for attendance on that way when the admins go back.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sian John, GM. Yeah, okay. I just want to share my screen. Just put it down. Sorry, I was working. I was working on this for like a personal project. Yeah, let me just go here. Okay, here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, so like the PowerPoint, we want to include a link to the PowerPoint in the calendar, in the
Okay,
session page.
okay. Quiet folks, GM, welcome.
GM Aloy, GM Ernest, Sian John.
Looks like we got a couple more folks trickling in. We'll just give folks another minute or so, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
saying hello to the new people that popped in.
Yeah, a GM was different. GM different. Yeah.
GM,
Yeah. Hope you're doing fine.
GM, everyone.
Oh, GM, everyone. Yeah, and I'll be starting in by exactly 10 minutes after the time. Yeah, so just a minute to go and start. Okay, so it's exactly 10 minutes past our starting time. So I will just go ahead and start. And yeah, more folks can join in as they come. And I will try my best to, not I will try my best, I will do the very best to take it uh, as slow as I can so folks can really grasp what I'm about to share, what I'm about to say or teach or whatever. And if you have any questions, as I don't write your questions down so you don't forget them. And you can ask after I'm done speaking, or you can just type your questions in the chat box. If you can't wait, just type your questions in the tags in the chat box. I'll have an eye there. And once I see your question, I will attend along the way. Yeah. So, oh, yeah, and it's your faucet. And it's okay. So, since Ernest is here, Ernest is very knowledgeable in stuff like this, very, very, including Quiet Fox. So, so I think this session is going to be a very good one. And so I will just head on now to the screen share. So, what we are here for today is part of an education series sponsored by or yeah, sponsored by the education department on the bank utility. Now, just to be sure, hope everyone can see my screen share, please. If you can see my screen share, please let me know. And if you can't, let me know. Hope everyone can see my screen share, please. Yeah. Then I would kick off. So, like I said, this is um, part of a series, the Bank Utility series, sponsored by the Education Department, and the goal of this series is basically bank utility. What can be done with your bank? How you can use your bank? On what platforms is your bank allowed? Now, by bank, I mean your bank to just to shop for record's sake. What do you do with your bank? And the education department has a lot of series. We have bank and balancer. We have liquidity pools. We have a lot of them. So, like I said, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me either personally. If you're looking for like maybe a guide or a mentoring path on how to use it, yeah, you can reach out to me. NSC. So let's dive into it. So for the purposes of this session, our focus will be on Uniswap and bank. Uniswap and bank. Now, as you can see from the PowerPoint, we have the bank logo, I have the Uniswap logo. I like to make my PowerPoint very simple and straightforward. So I will start. Now, Uniswap is a DEX built on the Ethereum blockchain that enables peer-to-peer market making, and it facilitates its transactions through the use of smart contracts. It was founded on November 2018. Now, I would like to break everything down. I want to the newbie, so I'll break everything down. I won't assume everyone full knowledge. I'm going to make it as simple as possible because that's the goal. Simplicity. Simplicity. Now, a DEX is a decentralized exchange. Peer-to-peer market making. Peer-to-peer market making. It's a market between folks, simply between two individuals actually. Now, a DEX is a decentralized exchange. Now, in the crypto world, the cryptoverse, we have centralized exchanges and we have decentralized exchanges. On a centralized exchange, example, Binance, KuCoin, Bittrex, there are a lot of them. What happens there is you have your wallet set up there, and the keys to your wallet are hidden for you by the exchange. And basically, what happens is you don't have full decentralized control over your tokens. But the key difference is on a centralized exchange, if you initiate a trade, let's say you want to sell some stable coins, let's say some DAO tokens, some USDC tokens, or some BTC tokens. If you initiate a trade, of course, there's a market for it. But even if there is no particular market, okay, let's take for example, a coin is being dumped or a coin is dipping, you're in the deep, and once coins are going down, trying to sell them is not really buying coins that are going down is not really a very good idea unless you have further information. But on a centralized exchange, if you try to sell the coin is sold, and this is because the exchange or the third party buys the coin from you regardless. Buys the coin from you regardless. So even if there is no physical individual on the other side of the transaction order now, your order will go through, be it a buy order or a sell order. But on a decentralized exchange, there has to be someone physically on the other end. Of course, that's the idea of a decentralized exchange as it promotes centralization. And it facilitates the transaction series of smart contracts. Now, smart contracts is basically, like I said, I want to break everything. Smart contract is basically an application or a code in the transactions that makes sure every party in the transaction adheres to the rules of the transaction, be it the buying party or the selling party. So that's what smart contract, that's what Uniswap is. So Uniswap is a DEX on the term that enables peer-to-peer market making. Now, Uniswap works as a DEX and making sure pairs of digital assets are swapped via liquidity pools. Now, what decentralized exchanges, especially Uniswap, came up with, they brought the idea of liquidity pools. Liquidity pools. So instead of having someone to always be at the other end, or you could simply trade your tokens or your interactions with the liquidity. Now, a liquidity pool is simply a store, a store of tokens or a store of digital assets in which traders could trade with or in which traders can exchange and trade. Now, Uniswap made that possible by removing a central authority. So basically, a liquidity pool is you providing your money for Uniswap to use to make available to traders. You get your percentage in profits, Uniswap pays that profits, traders make their trades, and everyone is happy. And that's only possible in centralized exchange. And basically, the idea of Uniswap is a decentralized platform or a decentralized application where every coin on the Ethereum blockchain can be traded. Every on the Ethereum blockchain can be traded. Now, this session, I think I'll go to my Uniswap wallet and I'll show us how to trade and basically how to use the platform generally. And I think Ernest dropped in the chat box. Ernest dropped a little note on the Goerli faucet, basically how to receive testnet tokens so you could like experiment with this yourselves. Now, if you don't know how to add a faucet or a testnet to your MetaMask wallet, for this example, we'll be using MetaMask. I think I will try to show you if I can, or better still, you can meet me after this session and work it out together. And like I said, if you have any question, you keep it to the end of the session to ask. You could just type it in the chat box. Or you could just type it in the chat box. Okay. So now, liquidity is how Uniswap is able to trade as index. Liquidity is asset provided by liquidity providers made available to traders who want to swap for these assets. Now, how liquidity works is, of course, each liquidity has its own rule, but liquidity functions basically like a trade by barter system. That's how liquidity functions. Okay, I have some Ethereum tokens and I need some USDC. So basically, a liquidity on a decentralized exchange like Uniswap is the solution to the third party. Now, Uniswap has versions. Uniswap has versions. When Uniswap was initially launched, it started with the version 1. With the version 1. Now, I know I have a couple summary and try to break it. Now, on the version 1 of Uniswap, it allowed traders to trade for very low, for theoretically an infinite amount of money. Now, version 1, what version 1 did was version 1 had different pools, but each of these pools was bound to the Ethereum. So it had a BTC Ethereum pool, it had a USDC Ethereum pool. And mind you, when providing liquidity, you do so in two tokens of your choosing. You do so in two tokens of your choosing to balance it out. Now, in version 1, if you had some USDC tokens and you wanted some BTC tokens, or you wanted any other token apart from the Ethereum token, you would have to swap. You couldn't swap straight. You have to change to the base currency, which is Ethereum. You have to change to that first. Then you now change from the base currency to the currency or to the token you want. I don't know if currency is a Web3 term, but you have to change to Ethereum first before you can bridge ahead to the token you want. And that was the version 1 style. And of course, at that time, it was a marvelous idea because back then, a lot of, even till now, most tokens are not listed on centralized exchanges. Centralized exchange only lists tokens that they are very sure that they have a stake in, and sometimes tokens guidelines, which is not really the core of decentralization. At the end of the day, they are all out looking for money and they move with what's best for them. So Uniswap basically offered the crypto world. So basically all those tokens, I don't know if you know about those tokens with very funny names that sometimes you've never heard of them before. Tokens like that, the tokens that are not so popular in quote, you could always trade them on Uniswap. And basically, this is how version 1 works. So whatever strange token you had and you wanted, most times it's a stable coin, you change your strange token to Ethereum. Then from Ethereum, you change it to whatever stablecoin token you have. Then after version 1, Uniswap made the fix to the version 1 because actually the version 1 costs double gas fees because while changing from your token to Ethereum, you pay a gas fee, and from Ethereum to the stablecoin, you also pay another gas 2 times 2. And most times it fluctuates. It's usually very, very volatile. So it fluctuates. So it's not really stable. So you can't say I paid $2 out of gas fee for the first transaction and I paid $2 into total is fluctuating. So the version 2 was a fix to the version 1. So basically in the version 2, swap direct. So traders could interact with any pool they see fit. So I could basically have bank token and swap straight up to USDC token or to DAI token, whatever, provided it had a pool on Uniswap anyways, because pools are how Uniswap, pool is how the platform interacts. So basically, version 2 was a fixed version. So instead of spending gas fee twice, I could just swap straight to whatever token I needed. And I think the idea for Division 2 was what I think it was greeted with much joy in the crypto space. And because the code was open source, a lot of other dApps and DEX were able to like copy and copy and replicate and copy and redo what Uniswap was doing. And basically, it basically increased decentralization more. Now, the idea of this session is you can use your bank on the. You can either swap it for some DAI tokens, but most times it's advisable if you use your liquidity on the Uniswap platform. So basically, you provide liquidity on the Uniswap platform and you get returns on your liquidity. I think I was checking the bank market was, I'm not sure. I think our market cap was $2 million. I don't know. I think it was more than that, but it was a minimum of $2 million the last time I checked. What that means is trade what up to that amount is going on. Now you could benefit from that if you're providing liquidity with your bank token on a DEX platform like Uniswap. You get returns in profits on that token. Now, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you get returns on that token. So traders no longer had the traders didn't have to spend much. And I think basically it was a good fix for everyone. Now, of course, this is a V2, the advantages I talked about. So basically, it reduced gas. There was no need for an Ethereum bridge, and it was time conserving. Now, I would move to the V3. Now, the current version Uniswap is on. Actually, Uniswap is both versions, V2 and V3, depending on what you want. And the V3 was more like a reward to liquidity providers. Now, in V2 or in V1, if you're providing liquidity, let's say I have some bank token, let's say 100,000 bank. Now, I don't know how much that is. I think 2,500 banks is $20, $21. So that means 5,000 will be $40. So I think, how many 5,000? I think 20. Yes, $40 times 20. I think that's $600 or $6,000. If I'm not mistaken, $600. Yes. 200,000 bank is $600. Let's say you want to buy liquidity for 600. You want to buy liquidity for 100,000. Of course, you need to have $600 worth of Ethereum as well. Now, for you to do that, in V2, you just provide liquidity, and anyone who wants to change 100 banks can trade with your money. Who wants to change 1,000,000 banks can trade with your money. But concentrated liquidity allows you to set a range. So in concentrated liquidity, I can choose to say, okay, I want only those who want to change between 10,000 bank and 15,000 bank, or those who want to change between $500 worth of bank and $570 worth of bank. And basically what that did was it afforded liquidity providers the opportunity to study the market, carry out their research, and know at what point of the scope of the market that was very profitable, where was the profit? And basically, they pitch their tent on the profit margins. They're able to get some profit for themselves. So basically, that's what you can do with your bank. Like I said, you could swap it for your money, or you could provide liquidity. And I think providing liquidity or provision choice, but of course, it's a little bit technical, and you need like a lot of research. I need like some guidance, which is why, like I said, this session is sponsored by the Education Guild. So you can always meet me, or you can meet White Fox, or you can meet Ernest, and we can always put you through what to do, what to do. Yeah. So this is the main feature for the public of V3, and it's immense. It's immense. More decentralization, better security, and Oracle for development on the blockchain, like a data conduit. Now, smart contracts work with data. Smart contracts get their data from an oracle. So basically, that's what a blockchain oracle is. Now, I know that is way beyond the scope of the discussion, but like I said, if you have any questions, even if it's not related to Uniswap, but decentralization in exchanges, I'm your man. I can help you out with that. So basically, don't be confused by the big words. Oracle free range order simply means the length of the order. So it simply means, okay, the range, how far, how wide. Yeah. And of course, liquidity provision comes with its advantages, which is capital efficiency. So you are able to use your capital to gain as much profit as possible. And yeah, uh, of course, you gain fees, you gain profits, and yeah, came with a lot of advantages. You also got I think NFTs, if I'm not sure. NFTs, if I'm sure. Then of course there's a risk. Now the risk of providing liquidity is called impermanent loss. Now impermanent loss is a very complicated term, and after a lot of YouTube videos and reading of papers and white papers, I will boil it down to a very simple explanation. And believe me, it's much deeper than this explanation. I think quite folks can agree with that, but I'll boil it down. Impermanent loss is this. When you provide liquidity at a certain price, let's say you provide liquidity for bank and Ethereum, and you provided liquidity when bank was, say, let's say bank was $1 per bank, $1 per bank, and you provided 100 banks for your liquidity, which is $100. And you also provided in Ethereum or whatever Bitcoin you choose, most likely stable coin, pick a stable coin. So let's say DAI or USD, provide $100. What it means is your profit margin stays as it is. So when your liquidity is over, when you want to remove your coins from liquidity pool, the pool calculates and gives you $100 worth of bank. So if bank has gone up, if there has been like a bull run while you're providing liquidity, or there's been a pump, you don't get that pump. So that's what is called impermanent loss, because it's an unrealized loss. Because when your share of liquidity provision becomes uneven compared to its original position. So when it says like you're having 100, instead of getting 100 bank, you don't get 100 bank, you get $100. And basically that's what the permanent loss is. And where it usually works very badly, like it's not really advantageous when you very volatile coins to provide liquidity. So if a coin is pulled and you're still providing liquidity, oh man, that's bad. So, but like our bank token, that volatile is stable. It has been for a while now. And I think even after the FTX collapse saga, it was still able to like return back. I think it even broke the the resistance. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, I don't know if anybody studies market charts. Maybe I'm just the only one. Maybe I'm the weird one here, but yeah, that's it. So I think I'm done with the theory part. And hierarchies. Okay. This session is for Uniswap, so we won't go into hierarchies. That whole box, a whole container of, that is the word group this, but it's similar to Uniswap, but functions very differently. And it's also an avenue for you to use the bank token. I don't know if we're going to be having bank hierarchy, but I think we'll be working on that. So thank you very much. And now we'll be going for practical session. So I'll be loading my Uniswap wallet and yeah, loading my Uniswap wallet. So while I'm doing that, if you have any question, I think you can quickly drop in your question while I share my screen. So yeah, if you have any question, you can drop them now. Okay, so no questions, and we'll be going straight to, since there are no questions, we'll be going straight to the practical session. So I'll be taking us through how to use Uniswap with your MetaMask, and basically, yeah, how to move around Uniswap and get a feel of the protocol, and a basic understanding of what we're doing here. And yeah, so Gem, everybody, once again, thank you for joining us. It's God with us, King IBK, I see you. Latson, I see you as well. Thank you very much. So, like I said, if you have any questions, you could just type it in the chat box. So, I think we'll be going there now. Just to be sure, hope everyone can see my screen, please. The one with the Uniswap protocol written on it. Just want or whatever, just to be sure. Okay, so I'll take silence as a positive answer, and I would proceed
See
to.
your screen. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much, quiet folks. Thank you very much. So now we launch the app, and basically this is the Uniswap interface being launched. So it's basically the same, be it on your mobile or on your PC. The feel is basically the same. So I think on your mobile they don't have an app yet. So on your mobile, basically what you can do is you go to any like Trust Wallet, and I don't know, and go to the browsing section. MetaMask, go to the browsing section, then click on browse, and you're good to go. So I'll be connecting my MetaMask wallet to this. Now I have a spare wallet I use for stuff like this. But okay, let me use. There's nothing in this wallet, so I think I would change. I would change it. There's nothing in this wallet. Let me just change that. Let me use. I want to use a wallet with something in it. Oh, it keeps changing. Let me do this. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'll change this. I'll go out. You go the test. All right. Okay. Now you could, like, Ernest has posted the link there for the Goli faucet. So you could go there, request for faucet. All you have to do is, okay, let me see if I can quickly do that. Yes, while we are here. Like, enjoy the session together. So Ernest posted the link in the chat box to godlyforset.com. So you just go there, you paste your address, and you get some tokens. So let me just open the link. So the idea of this is to get some tokens to just like run a test and basically get a feel of how Uniswap should work or how Uniswap can work. And I think it's taking a bit of time loading up. It's coming on. While that is coming, let me return to Uniswap. So basically, there is a field. So if you check the top left-hand corner, you see the logo, you see swap, you see tokens, you see NFTs, you see pool. This pool refers to liquidity. Now, of course, Uniswap has NFTs. The bottom right corner, you see introducing NFTs on Uniswap. So basically, if you have your NFTs, you could sell, you could list. So Uniswap is not just for the bank utility. There's a lot you could do with it. There's a whole lot. And if you come to the settings here, like I said, it's a pretty straightforward app. There's no like much information so that you don't get distracted. Really, really important. Yeah. So basically, this is everything you need to know about them. They have a Discord, they have a Twitter, it's their GitHub. You can view their code and everything that follows. You could check their governance. Or I think for you to vote their governance with some Ethereum, you could check the analytics so you could get a few. And this is what you do before you commit your bank tokens, any platform, any exchange, do your research, know where you're going, know what you're doing. So you can be very careful. I think with the, like I said, the level TX, one can be too careful. One can be too careful. So I think the goalie faucet has finished loading up. So all I have to do is put my wallet address here. Okay, it's saying sign up for free. I need to sign up. Oh, okay. I think this is going to take very long, but it's something you can just do. So you need to sign up and you paste your address right here, just to be sure you paste your address right here, and you get this. They send you 0.2 Goerli F, and you're able to use that. Going back to Uniswap now. Now this is swap. Now for if I had some Ethereum in my wallet, the balance will be reflected on the balance sign here. And basically, I can swap it to whatever currency I want. All you have to do is search the name of the currency. So I can search for DAI. It's the DAI stablecoin. I can search for Solana. Okay. There's some Solana here. I think Solana is not on the block, it's not on the Ethereum blockchain. Solana is on the blockchain, so it won't be here. I think USDC. Yeah, USDC. Then, yeah, I understand. Is it dead on leading? Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and I don't know, USDC has been pulled down from Binance, pulled it down, KuCoin put that. But you can swap. So basically, you can swap to whatever you want and basically size up. And once you impute the values you want to swap, you select token and it's automatic of pay price and gas fees as well. These are the top tokens on Uniswap. Like I said, research is important. Research is important. Always do your research. And okay, top tokens on Uniswap. I'm going to see if our Bankless token is here. Oh, Bankless token is not on the top 100. That's weird. Because yeah, it happens. I think it's refreshed per day. And I think you can search for the tokens and see bank. But not to confirm. But you could also do that by copying the contract address of the bank. So you can come to pool here. And basically, this is how you provide liquidity. You come to pool. Now it's saying it's set to V3 by default. By default, it's set to V3. So, like I said, as I explained earlier, V3 allows concentrated. So you can choose where you want to peg your liquidity provision to earn more profits for yourself. So, or you could go to more if you don't want that, and you could change to your V2 liquidity. So Yeah. So let's just leave it on V3 and you click on new position. Now, something I say, when you're trading on Uniswap, you are by default interacting with it. When you're trading Uniswap, you are by default interacting with the pool. Now, so I want to select the token. Let me just bank. Now, since we are dealing with bank utility, I want to show you what your bank here. So what you do is you want to get the contract. And I think the quickest way to do that is go to CoinGecko. I have my CoinGecko here. Is go to CoinGecko. Just waiting a bit for it to load up. Now this CoinGecko is more of like a notice for space, check for tokens. And I think by the way, they have an airdrop coming up soon. I think I'll gather more details on that and I'll share it if it's legit. So you come to CoinGecko and you go to their search box. You go to the search box and search for bank. Bank. Okay. There's bank there, the first one. So you click on it. Now, there's the bankless token. I think bank is down to it was up 3.4% yesterday, down to 1%. Now, if you look by the right hand corner, you see the information. There you see, yeah, this is the bank contract, and you copy. So you copy it and you come back here and you select the token, paste the address right here. Now, unknown token, it's loading. The logo has loaded up. I think it's my network, but I'm not sure. It has been fantastic all day. I don't know. I think it's your server. So basically, this is bank, and you can click on it. Yeah, this is just warning, and yeah, I understand. Oh, I'm using the Go Elite testnet. That's why I'm using the Go Elite testnet. And basically, this is it. Basically, this is it, and yeah, and basically everything is self-explanatory. Where you input the various amounts to the position, to the minimum, to the maximum, to the maximum price, and to the invalid pair. I think I would like to change my. Let me change it to Ethereum. Ethereum. Okay, I need to approve to change to Ethereum. Just do that. Sorry, my voice is a bit patched. Do that. Yes, switch network. So automatically I've switched the network and the bank has shown up, everything has come up. So yeah, so this is my bank, this is my Ethereum. Now, if I had bank, let's say it's like 500 bank, this is the amount of Ethereum I need to provide liquidity. Now, in my bank wallet, I think I have some bank, but not on this wallet anymore. So let's say I have 5,000, trading that about 0.03 worth of Ethereum. I think that's $42. Yes, that's $42. And you see this little thing here, like a graph, is how you can adjust your price rate, where you want to buy liquidity, or you can just comment down manually. And because I don't have bank, it's showing insufficient bank. And if I had bank, it's a red button that showed approve or pay or send. And you click on it. And once you do that, you've created a pool and you begin to accrue profits as much as trade occurs in the range. Yeah. So I think we're like 14 minutes to the closing time, and I think that time for suggestions, for questions, and for any other thing, say quite fast. Anybody has, and yeah, basically this is how you do everything. And yeah, so this is how Uniswap works. This is how you can use it with your bank, and this is how you can make some little change or some little money, not little anyway, on this side. And remember, every time you're on decks like this, always connect your wallet. for your safety, a lot of folks on the DAO have had their phones wiped out. So always make sure you do that. So I'm gonna come back to swap. Then I'm going to disconnect. Then there's something I usually do. I go to my wallet. Sorry, this is not wallet security, but I just feel I should do something I usually do. Wallet. I allow the wallet to load up, and basically I come here and I check on the connected sites. Oh, and basically I just disconnect everything and everything I'm on. So disconnect here, connect, disconnect. Disconnect is some project I'm working on. Disconnect. Merge consensus. Nah, was I there? Okay, let me just disconnect. So I think I'll leave these two because I'm still working on them. Yeah. So and we do that. So yeah. So thank you very much for everyone that has stayed here till now. Yeah, I don't know if there are any questions. If you have any question, think now is a perfect time to ask. If you have any question, have any contribution, think now is a perfect time to. Yeah. Thank you. So I'll be muting my mic now. So anybody who wants to talk, who has a question, or need basic guidance, yeah, we're here. Yeah, and it's a good tip. Yeah. So if you have any question